Hello my freaks and weirdos, we are back with our little group, who are littler than normal. 7 of them seem to have de-aged and are in the stress-free time in their life which we just can't have, so we will make it very stressful for them. I thought it would be a good idea to make Barry the one who has to care for them because of how he hates children and is a bit loopy in the head. Genius, I know. Just to refresh the memory, we've got Lily. Then Casey. George. Clara. Amy. Then over here Gemma and Matt. Alrighty. Let's set them off in the irresponsible hands of Barry. Time to pile up the stairs all at once. I wonder where they're going. I am shocked. Barry is being responsible. Has he had a knock to the head or something? This is very unlike him. The kids have found the playroom at the top of the house. This is very suspicious behavior for a person that hates children. Perhaps he's plotting their demise and needs them to trust him. Beds are so overrated. Why have lots of room to spread out, when you could curl up in a tight ball in order to sleep on the footstool when there are 7 toddler beds in the house? Casey obviously knows what he's doing. You go Barry, strut your stuff, doing the toilet walk I can see. You are obviously broken if you are putting the children's needs before your own. The idea of this is that you neglect them. Where is the fun in doing what a parent is supposed to do? This is more like our typical Barry, thinking. I'm exhausted. I think I'll go and stare at the divider in the child's bedroom. That makes so much sense. Sleep is overrated. As we can see, we've got Amy staring at the wall. Barry didn't think that Amy was in the corner enough though. So he thought he'd help her out and put her right in the corner behind the sofa. Matt has been abandoned in the high chair, but that's okay because he didn't need a bed to sleep anyway. I'm surprised. It's not the children who aren't coping. It's actually Barry. I don't think he's cut out to be a dad. Let alone have 7 kids to look after. Barry keeps trying to go to bed. But every time he tries a child calls for him, so he is never able to. He can't get enough alone time even to just use the toilet, so here we go. A bit of deja vu from episode 1. A bladder failure. Which is shortly followed by him collapsing on the floor next to the toddler beds. This might end up killing Barry before we can even get the toddlers taken away. What a pity. Amazing. Barry has finally made it to bed without being interrupted by the baby devils who might just be the death of him. I guess we should give Barry some food. We don't want him dying straight away after all. He's got some kids to neglect anyway. Oh my gosh. The first one is gone. We've lost George. Well, that's not realistic at all. I never knew that if I didn't look after my kids then sparkles would appear and they'd go poof and disappear into thin air. Well, and then there were 6. I wonder who will be next to go poof. Well, it's official. Barry has forgotten what a toilet is and how to use them. What's the point of them anyway when you've got a perfectly good carpet and a leg for it to go down? Not very long after George and we've got our second one being whisked off to child services. Gemma is in the room that's Barry just claimed as his toilet and is poofing out of there, probably a good thing really. The room will soon be smelling like stale pee and I can assure you it won't be very pleasant. Oh my gosh, they're dropping like flies now. Matt hopped out of bed as the magical sparkles surrounded him, causing him to teleport off to an unknown location with the 3rd poof of the episode. Oh how fun. Casey is one of our 4 toddler sims left and is having a nice little chit chat with his good friend the unicorn. Clara is sitting in a strock wondering why she doesn't get any of these magic sparkles. It's just not fair. She loves sparkly things. Lily soon joins her so they can rant together about how they want their sparkles, while also congratulating each other on being alive. Clara walks back in the room. She stretches over Barry's stale pee before falling asleep into it. She made sure to face in the opposite direction so that she wasn't breathing it in. I didn't think Clara could get more dirty, but I guess she proved me wrong. Gotta love a bit of group peeing. Well, at least Barry finally learned how to use a toilet. Took him long enough. Amy climbs down to the platform in the staircase. She stands there pondering her life for a while. It's not very fun. The thought of her nightmare of a life causes her to forget why she was going downstairs in the first place, so turns around and makes her way back up and off to bed. She didn't quite make it though. Okay. These last 4 baby sims are a bit too resilient for my liking. So we're gonna take away their potties as well as taking the beds that are no longer needed anymore. Just as Barry finished making his meal, he thought he was too tired to eat it, so collapsed on the rug by the oven instead to take a quick nap. Amy has given up on trying to get Barry to do his job as a parent, so is upstairs in the playroom. She has a little temper tantrum followed by a brief moment of boredom, before her sparkles arrive around her. At this moment she looks happier than she's been in the entire episode and gets whisked off with a poof. Barry, for the first time in, well, ever, thought he'd take a bit of responsibility and actually clean up a bit. Shocker. Although he has obviously forgotten how to use the toilet again, as he is back with his good old friend the bush. He takes a quick peek either side before fully getting out to make sure no one sees him, obviously forgetting that he's literally outside in the public eye on his balcony. Lily goes to the giant dog in the playroom for some affection, as she is still distraught that she hasn't been given her sparkles yet. Barry is doing what he's best at, and is bullying the kids again. He's having a full-on conversation with Lily. Lily wiped a tear away as they lose lots of relationship points. Not that they had many to begin with. Oh my gosh, Casey is gone. Casey was the 5th toddler to get taken away from the irresponsible care of Barry Barrison. Only 2 Sims remain now. Clara and Lily. They are the 2 that wanted the sparkles and the 2 that never got them. For what I think is the first time in the entire experiment, we've got everyone who is left sleeping. Even Barry. Lily wakes up for what can be for only one reason. She makes her way out of bed and stands up, while the sparkles that she's wanted for such a long time get given to her, and she poofs away to be with all her other friends. Clara will be very unhappy with this, as it means she will never get her sparkles. And also means that she won't get poofed away. This means she will be left with Barry Barrison, as she is the winner of our little competition. It sure doesn't feel like she's the winner though. As you can see, poor little Clara is enraged and wakes up Barry. She demands her food as a result of her winning the competition. Barry realized that because the competition is now over, he has to actually do what the children want, much to his disappointment. Well, this has been Sims 4 Toddler Neglect. It sure has been fun. If you like this series as much as I do and have any ideas of what else I should do, then write it in the comments. As there's nothing better to do with your free time than torturing some Sims. Hi again. If you like watching these, then maybe you should go and check out the other episodes in this series. Okay, that'll be all. You can go now. Go to another one of the videos. Thanks.